Chasing Big Joe, 1025 the game on this Tuesday. Hope you're having a great start to your day so far. That's Big Joe. I'm Chase McCabe. That's Nick Frazier, aka Dr. Crane, behind the glass. What's up, everybody?
I had to get a GPS to find out how to get back over here. We haven't been here in forever, man.
I know. Parker Kelly was like, "Oh, Chase, you still work here?" I'm like, "Oh, that's funny."
Parker, you should try that stand-up comedy tonight at the Side Piece downtown.
You should.
Start at 6:30.
Are you doing it?
I am doing it. I'm going to help out and have a little fun. Stand-up comedy.
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't really know about this, and I was like, "Well, I would have done it."
Why don't you come down?
I got planned. I'm booked now.
Come on down.
You got to get with my people 2 weeks in advance.
I had to get the fine folks at Side Piece. We had to come together at a certain time to do this. And then so tonight, downtown, 2nd Avenue, Side Piece, 6:30. Come down and hang out and do stand-up. Look, everybody thinks they can do stand-up comedy. Everybody thinks they can do it now because Nate Bargatze makes it look so easy. Oh, I can do that. As we found out in Key West in front of 6 people.
Yeah, it's not
as easy as it, but come down tonight and hang out, have fun, and we'll see what happens. So you can find all that on all my socials, and then we'll see you there tonight.
Yes, indeed. Tim Hasselbeck going to join us at 1:00 today. Looking forward to that for his weekly visit. But in 30 minutes, we're going to talk to the director.
Yes.
George Plaster going to join us at 12:30 today, and we look forward to it. It's going to be a good show.
Just want to get his look. He's the biggest Vanderbilt fan we all know, and right now it's a good time for Vanderbilt athletics. And just his opinion, what's going on with Pavia, the bowl game, Vanderbilt basketball, men
now,
and
listen,
women.
now, I like Diego as quarterback, but he needs to keep his mouth shut.
I don't know a whole lot about anything, but I do know he needs to shut his mouth.
No, it'll be fun to talk to George about all of that and then some, and also talk to all of you at 615-737-1025, which is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com. How about those Preds, man? Winning 7 of their last 10. Got the win last night. The dub, as the kids say, 5-2. And Phil Forsberg, filthy with the Hattie.
I'm going to stuff you in that hole downtown that Elon Musk is building.
You know what?
You'd probably take it.
There's some days, and today is kind of becoming one of them, where I go ahead.
Right. I listened to your little post-game show last night. That was a nice job. You guys,
Thank you.
That post-game show's quick. It's boom, 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 boom.
Well,
Al and you and Max and everybody. And
it should be efficient. It should be quick.
It's good.
You know, we get you the highlights. You hear from a player. You hear from the coach. Bada bing, bada boom. We out.
Get it done. So yeah, there was Forsberg scored. Reed Schaefer, was that one that scored too?
Yeah, Big Red.
Somebody else scored.
Bunting. Yes, okay. Mike Bunting.
Did some Preds player beat the snot out of a Blues player last night?
Yeah, there was a big fight, which was good. So
more of those.
Yes. But look, I mean, I don't know how this is going to turn out, because like right now, I mean, you look at the standings, they still got work to do. They were in a big hole that they had to dig themselves out of, but they have 30 points. They're 5 points out of a playoff spot right now. So it is not crazy. And they're 32 games in. By my math, by the old FRA math, there are 50 games left.
Right. And what I've gathered in my crack research staff, every time you win a game, it's not 8 points. It's still 2, right?
That is correct.
Game at a time.
That is correct. And if you lose in overtime, you get what we affectionately refer to as the loser point, but you get a point.
I cannot stand that. I'm not a fan of all that.
Look, right now, as a Preds fan and as a proud member of the Regions Bank Nashville Predators Radio Network, I'll take it.
Okay. I got it there.
Take it. And so they're 7-3 in their last 10. And come back to Bridgestone Arena for 3 before the holiday break. And actually, they even play a road game. So 4 games before Christmas.
I like it. And tomorrow night, who comes in here?
The Carolina Hurricanes.
Okay. And they're pretty good.
Carolina. Up there in Carolina.
Pretty good. So, yeah, that's good when they get a win. It's just, you guys sounded better, right? When a team wins.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So you and Max and Hal sounded good because the team won and there's a hat trick involved and all the good stuff. But imagine,
so we sound like crap if
You sound like Eli.
if they don't.
You sound like Eli Gold calling the kick
Oops.
six. And there's a Auburn guy, touchdown, Auburn win. See y'all next year. That's Eli Gold when they lost that game. But no, you sound great. It was fun. So you liked it. And Forsberg getting a hat trick and them winning, that coming back for 3. Look, this weekend, you got, is it the Toronto, then the Rangers come to town? I mean, you got 2
I tell you what,
original 6 coming here.
I'm gonna go a little inside baseball.
Yeah.
If one more person asks me for tickets to Saturday's game,
What are you gonna do, tough guy?
I'm gonna tell you no, because it is a popular game. Like, because,
of course it is.
Because it's Toronto. Because supposedly it is cheaper to fly to Nashville,
right,
and buy tickets to that game than it is in Toronto.
Sure it is. Yeah.
So,
Chase, you busy Saturday? You want to go to the Preds game?
Nick, I love that.
Do you have tickets?
I think you and I think you have a connection. We could go.
Whoa.
Hey, Dr. Crane, in the words of one Terry Crisp, 615-770-PUCK. There you go.
Listen,
there's your tickets.
Dr. Crane, I appreciate you saying we have a connection. I'm actually taken, but I appreciate that.
Thank you.
If you want to go as
trying to
buddies,
be nice.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Buddies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that meant.
I'm not a switch hitter. I'm good.
Okay.
Good. I've told you.
He said inside baseball. I'm
that
baseball
was
terminology.
I need to get my mind out together.
Yeah, come on,
I'm so
buddy.
sorry with
You
that.
got
really
comedy
do.
tonight. Get
We
ready.
Are you coming down for that, Nick?
I don't know.
Just calm down. It's nice little
Joey
crowd down there
from,
tonight.
Joey from Gallatin says Joe calling Chase a tough guy is hilarious. Now, what is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, what is it supposed to mean?
I can be a tough guy if I need to be.
Is he saying I'm not a tough guy? Is that what we got
If I
here?
need to lay the smack down and open up a can of whoop ass, I will.
We need to. I wish I had.
You want some? Come get some.
I
That's
wish
3 wrestling catchphrases all in one.
Good job. I wish I had that Al Pacino impression down. I mean, I'd be like, I can't do. I can do it when I warm up enough, but that's like tough guy on all that goes on.
There you go.
So I'm sorry, I'm distracted by somebody that's on TV there. I saw the anchor in town. Good Lord.
Is that your friend?
She looks beautiful today. I'm just telling you right now. Shout out to all the beautiful women in the world. Shout out to Holly Thompson on Channel 4 today. She look, Chase, look. You can look now.
Oh, yeah. Hi, how you doing?
Oh,
Man, somebody got shot in the leg. That hurts.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay.
It's not
I was
good.
watching something else. Okay, good times. Yeah, so get with the Predators here, Carolina. But anyway, look, have the Rangers or the Maple Leafs and the Rangers back to back on Saturday. Fantastic.
By the way, B-Man says I need tickets also, and I replied back with 615-770-PUCK.
Terry Crisp.
Is that still the
let you
number?
Down. I think it is. Terry Crisp ever lied to you? Never lied to me. 770-PUCK.
No, he is not. Anywho, how are you?
I need to turn this TV off. She's done something to her hair. She looks absolutely stunning, and so I need to turn this to. I'm gonna watch Bluey or whatever's on Nick Jr.
Hey, why don't you tell us about what old Derek Mason has done, as he has hired Anthony Scelfo as the Scelfo. All right, thank you. As the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, and Christopher Brown is O-line coach.
Yeah, Scelfo, I think there's a Tulane connection there. Like his dad coached there, and he played there or something. But evidently, he's a pretty good offensive coordinator. So MTSU's got a new play caller coming next year in 26, and so we'll see what happens. This is the season for coaches moving left and right. What's going on? So good for them. They got O-line coach and now offensive coordinator. And look, proof is in the pudding next September when they might be playing week 0, I'm told, because Labor Day is September 6th, because it's the latest it could be, falls on that Monday. So the first Monday in September is September 6th. So everything's pushed back a week. So there might be some week 0 games, a lot of week 0 games that are happening. We got you covered, man.
You do. A lot of week 0. Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be very cool. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Tell us our question of the day and take like 90 seconds.
All right.
That, please.
Our question of the day is, and we always love you guys' responses. They're fantastic. We love it when you call in, especially Trey. 615-737-1025.
Trey had some. There's Columbia stuff going on. I don't know what's going on.
It was one of the best phone calls. I tell you, my favorite radio show is Robbie and Rex Road. Love that show. It's on every minute at the gym. Trey called in today about his analysis of Jeffrey Simmons' robbery at his house. It was so detailed that I swear to God, Trey robbed his house.
I don't think Trey did. But
I
I was like, wait,
I'll
what?
say it. Chase doesn't have to.
I was like, wait, what?
And Robbie and Joe were like, what in the hell? I was like, yeah, Trey had somehow, some way he's connected to this. Anyway, our question of the day is, and it's one that we've had for a while. Last week we did the God wink thing, and you guys were fantastic about God winks. But so today we're going a little deeper on that way. We're going to have fun with it though. What's the biggest leap of faith you've ever taken in your life? What's the biggest leap of faith you've ever taken in your life? Could be a job, could be a relationship, could be a marriage, could be moving cross country. But I want to know, we need to hear good, positive stories today. The biggest leap of faith. The reason I say this is I came across a pitch. I went back to college when I was 30 years ago. I went back to college at MTSU. I'd gone to Sanford. You think Bert Kreischer partied at Florida State? Well, I think I had him beat at Sanford. I was the worst student ever. So I go back to college in 1995, and this 30 years ago, I took a leap of faith. I'd left the job working at a credit card company where, surprisingly, I was the worst employee. I started loading trucks overnight. I'm not here to pat myself on the back, but I took a leap of faith, re-entered school at 28 years old, and graduated MTSU in a year. I took 67 hours, and I graduated in a year, and I got my degree. Leap of faith. Nobody believed in me but one person, and that was my mom. She said, you could do it. Let's do this. I said, okay. So what's the biggest leap of faith you've ever taken in your entire life? I need to know.
That's I got to decide if I really want to tell this story on the air. Because you know it.
Do it.
Think.
Tell it, man. Leap of faith.
Can I think on this?
Sure.
Let me think on how I want to word this, because I want to make sure
you didn't get here because you applied for a job.
No, I didn't.
Right.
I didn't.
Right.
There's a lot of pieces to the story.
Sure.
So let me
do the Cliff Notes version and get it out there.
Let me think on that through the break, and then we'll do that. But that's a great question of the day. And our question of the day is brought to you by Aries Tactical. Your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. Check them out at ariestactical.com. We'll answer that question of the day coming up next, and George Plaster will join us at the bottom of the hour. It's Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
Oh, here it comes. Yeah, that's our question of the day. What's the biggest leap of faith you've ever taken in your life? To the text line we go, 615-737-1025. By the way, George Plaster joins us at 12:30. Tim Hasselbeck at 1. Harold Henry, I take a leap of faith every day listening to this show, hoping it's any good. Just kidding. Love you guys. The worst leap of faith, I loaned Joe $20 one time, hoping to get it back. I gave it back to you, jerk. Kristen Dixon, leap of faith is, my biggest leap of faith was this year. My wife wanted to start her own business. After going back and forth, we decided to open a kids consignment shop in May of this year in Dixon. It's been a lot of hard work, but I wouldn't trade this for anything. All the time I get to spend with her is worth it all. Kristen Dixon, that is a beautiful leap of faith. Thank you for that. That's amazing. 615-737-1025. Let us know. Ryan in Florida, 2011. I told Tennessee and the cable company goodbye, moved to Florida. Since then, I've been a supervisor and assistant manager at a great company. Well done, Ryan. See, that's what we're talking about. These leap of faith to get there and happening. 9484. How about this one? Have the Titans made one really good move since Brinker was hired? Cam Ward was not a good move, by the way. Listen, 9484, we're talking positive leap of faith, not something like that. Skylar says, my biggest leap of faith was following my father's footsteps and becoming a Titans fan. It's caused me to become addicted to cigarettes and alcohol while watching the football games. Oh, man. Okay. This is good. You guys are good.
1 week we're going to stink, and this guy sucks, and then I suck.
Will you do me a favor real quick? We find the hands comment from Vrabel. I know we've run it 1,000 times.
I'm trying to get a question in here.
Well, then ask the question. No, I'm just saying, like, you look ridiculous.
That's one of the funniest things of all time that we've ever had on the station. So let us know your leap of faith. All right, Chase, you ready to share with the world your leap of faith?
I am. Because it made my career, essentially.
Go. Let's hear it.
So the short Cliff Notes version is I got an internship when I was in college, and it was on a show called The Sports Revolution with Willie Donick and Joe Dubin.
What a show.
What a show. So I started as an intern in November of 2011. So 14 years ago, I started doing this. And fast forward, I become a part-timer, and then I go full-time, and I'm working overnights and weekends and early weekend mornings. And, I'm in my late 20s. And so, like, look, and I try and tell, who's sitting back there besides Dr. Crane? Is Parker and Jake. And so, like, these guys should hear this. And I worked the bleepy shifts, but I did it, and I didn't bat an eye, because it was like, hey, I'm working at a radio station, I'm finishing college, and then I got a full-time gig, and I'm making, 30 cents an hour. Like, I mean,
but you're in the building.
But you were here in those days. I never complained. I mean, I would talk to you and get your advice and Darren's advice and Willie's and about, hey, what, I want to be on the air eventually. And you guys were like, you're not ready yet, but here's what you need to do. And, Jeremy, the same thing. So anyway, fast forward to 2019, and I had an opportunity. I'm not going to say what the opportunity was, but I had an opportunity to leave.
Chippendales.
Yes. And it was an on-air opportunity, because that's ultimately what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And there weren't those opportunities here, or I'll just say it, there was somebody that worked here that didn't think I was good enough and didn't want to consider me for those.
Okay.
That person is no longer here. And
clap.
Yes. So anyway, but at the ironic part was they were leaving at the same time. They had gotten something elsewhere, so they were leaving. So I'm like, okay. And so I had this opportunity to leave, and I knew that one of two things could happen. Either I was going to go with that opportunity, and it was a giant leap of faith, or maybe there'd be one where I could stay here and ultimately do what I want,
which is also a leap of faith.
Which is a leap of faith. And so I took that. In the best part about this is I had talked to you about it, and Darren knew about it, and was great, gave me great advice. In our old PD, Jeremy Benefield, I talked to him, and I remember he shared a video with me of it was the end of I'm blanking. I don't know why I'm nervous telling this story, but I am because I've never told it on the air. Who is who's the host of Family Feud right now?
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. Thank you. So Steve Harvey does these, like, after they do tapings, he'll speak to the audience, and usually it's like a sermon or a motivational. And you can look it up on YouTube, and it's called Jump. And he's basically like, you come to a point in life where you got to jump. And look, it's scary to jump because you don't have a parachute. You're jumping and you don't know where you're going to land, but you get to a point where you got to take that leap of faith or jump. And so I did that. And I walked into Mr. Walter's office and told him, and we had a great conversation. And
told him what?
Told him, like, hey, I had another opportunity to leave. And,
all right.
And it wasn't that I wanted to, it was just, I wanted to do what was best for me. And ultimately my goals of being on the air. And ironically, it was my birthday, and I had taken time off, and it's never good when you show up on your day off.
Right.
And I just remember talking to him and talking to Ryan Porth at the time, and I'm like, look, guys, like, you know what my goals are, and this is what I want to do, and it doesn't feel like they're here. And fast forward 24 hours, I'm sitting in a room with Ryan and with Darren and Willie and with Bud, and they're basically telling me, nope, here's the deal, we want you here.
Okay.
And you're going to join Darren and Willie. And that's how the Darren, Donick, and Chase was born. And like, fast forward 2 years later, and I'm program director. And I'm thrown into some situations I don't want to be in. That's the hard part of becoming, not only being one of the guys, but becoming the boss, is you're having to do things that you're told to do. Not necessarily that you want to do. And so that, made some tough things, but that was my leap of faith, and I'm glad I took it. And there were a lot of people that were involved in that, that I owe a lot to, whether it's George Plaster or Ryan or Darren or you or Willie, Bud, Dennis, our GM at the time, so
took the leap of faith, baby.
But I'll also say this, to put a bow on this, it's also good that I had the person that told me no and didn't believe.
True.
Because
it's good motivation.
While I felt they were wrong, and, I don't know how they feel about it now.
They probably don't care.
They probably don't. But that added motivation.
Sure.
So,
yeah, it's a leap. See, that's exactly.
So it's a leap of faith, and it's my journey, and it'll always be my journey. And, again, there are things that, I won't get into, but like it's ultimately led to me being here for 14 years.
Fantastic. And we love it, man. It's going good. And this is like 3260, same thing. My biggest leap of faith was my wife wanted to divorce me up in Massachusetts. She wanted space. I gave her about 1,000 miles. I came down to Nashville with no friends, no family, no job. So now Uber full-time. And listen to you guys, Paul from Nashville. Paul, as long as you're happy, brother, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that matters in your leap of faith. So like Chase,
can I read the second one?
Yeah, do it.
9484. My biggest leap of faith was hiring Chad Brinker and firing Mike Vrabel. I love horses. So ever since I've been wearing blinders, it's working out great. I just wanted to send you guys a positive leap. Love, Amy Adams.
Oh man, that's the thing. All too often we don't take, like, had you not taken your leap of faith, where would you be?
I don't know.
Still stuck in neutral, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, probably. Yeah. I mean, I would.
And you did it, and you got it done.
And look, there is a, I don't say that to somebody that's been in the business for 2 minutes going, all right, well, I'm ready for my 3-hour show. Not quite. Like, I had paid my dues and had worked hard, and it's like, look, you got to take these opportunities
Right.
when you can get them.
Absolutely you do.
And I'm forever grateful that, Bud and Ryan and Dennis, and at the time, we're like, no, we want to keep, and Darren and Willie, we're willing to have me join their show as a host. That kept me here. Like, I'm glad I'm still here. And and there've been a few other things along the way too, but ultimately here I am.
There you go, brother.
And you know what? Some of you love me, some of you don't, but I love you all.
There you go.
So that's how we roll. Doug has a leap of faith before we get to George. Doug, what's up?
Hey guys, leap of faith is that I saw you guys last week at the toy drive, and you saw the hat I had on my head, and it was just my work hat. But I'll give you my leap of faith on that. When they first opened the track, you had to have some credentials, and I just went. I knew nothing about racing. I just needed a part-time job, and I walked in and I said, "Hey, I've got 2 of the 3. I don't have all 3." The guy gave me that finger and he said, "Come on over. We'll get you the 3rd one." Well, fast forward, they took me and got the 3rd credential, and I was just a pit fireman. Worked the pits, about racing. And then one day I got the crooked finger, that one that says, "Come here." I was like, "Oh, crap, what have I done?" And he said, "You want to start a second cleanup truck? Why don't you put you on the back?" And I said, "Okay, but I don't know anything about racing." And I didn't. It doesn't matter. You're an athlete. That's what we need. Pick up what's on the ground. I call ourselves the high-priced garbage men. We pick up trash.
That's good.
Then the next leap of faith, they said, "We want to start another one over on the backside. Want you to drive it." I was like, "I don't know nothing about racing." Every time we talk, your name comes up. And I thought about it. I said, "Okay, I'll take it, but I don't know anything about racing." Slowly, he put me with some guys that knew track from National Super Speed, from the little track, we call it.
Right.
And I still don't know anything about racing. I just know I listen to the headset and I do what they say. Fast forward, they wanted to have somebody to be involved in the training. I got that crooked finger again. So now I'm in the process of being what they call a blue card for the training part. And we went through that deal where it was shut down for a while, but I stayed in there. And some of us, we call ourselves the day ones. We've been there since day one. That was my leap of faith. Didn't know
Look
what I
at
was doing,
you.
still don't know.
Well done,
That
Doug.
is a good one. Hey, Doug, I'm glad you came by last week too. It was good you've called forever, but it was good to meet you.
Well, it was on my heart. I've done it before with my profession, so I know what those toys do to kids. But
Yeah.
Saw you guys for the first time.
Yeah. Well, it was awesome.
Thanks
We're
for the
glad.
love.
Thank
Appreciate
you. Absolutely. Thanks for calling. Coming up next, George Plaster, host of the George Plaster Show, which you can hear 3 to 5 weekdays on 94.9 The Fan. He will join us coming up next. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
Kevin, how would George Plaster thank Clark Lee on winning Coach of the Year?
Hey, Clark, this is George Plaster. I just want to say congratulations. I've been around this program a long time, going back to the late 70s, early 80s. And I just want to say congratulations on behalf of all of the Vanderbilt alums and Commodore Nation. And on that, I got to run.
Well done. Our very own Kevin Ingram from well, I say he's our own. He's Vandy's own.
There you
we
go.
claim him from last week. And we say hello to the director, George Plaster, who is with us now. George, that doesn't get old because Kevin can almost do you better than you.
Oh, it's ridiculous. So you want to hear a good story about that?
I do.
So years ago, he used to do this audio diary where he would do Jeff Fisher and me, and we would have this daily conversation. And so one day I said to Fisher, I said, "Are you even aware that this crap's going on?" "No." He goes, "This is the first I've heard of it." I said, "Well, there will come a point where you and I get to really lay into him a little bit." So there was kind of at a previous radio station, an awards banquet, and Fisher was going to be the speaker, and I was going to kind of MC the thing or whatever. And so, as we started, I said, "Kevin, Coach Fisher would like to hear you do him." Well, he just turned all red. "Oh, I couldn't possibly." And Fisher's like, "No, I want to hear it." And Kevin got up there and just nailed it. And he started talking about plus territory. Oh, Jeff, heavy breathing. And it was absolutely hilarious. And he's, the single biggest thing he does well in imitations is that he finds things that people say a lot and then throws it out there in his stuff. And that's part of what makes him so good, besides the fact that he's just unbelievably talented.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he is. I mean, what he's done in his career has been fantastic. But we wanted to have you on, to hit on a few different things in Nashville sports. Obviously, you cover that 3 to 5 on 94.9 The Fan. But I start with Vanderbilt. And number one, how did you feel about the way the voting went with Diego Pavia and the Heisman? And then number two, how he handled it, and obviously the backlash he's gotten for that.
Yeah, I was disappointed in the voting. I really thought, I didn't think he would win, but I thought it would be really close. I think what you get into a little bit is that the Vandy brand probably didn't help him at all. If he were wearing an Oklahoma jersey or an Alabama jersey, he might have been the Heisman Trophy winner. He certainly did enough to be a Heisman Trophy winner. The flip side is how it all went afterwards, and I hate that happened. I don't think that helps him whatsoever. I think pro football teams that are looking at him, probably on day 3, that kind of thing turns them off. And I don't doubt, when it comes time for the combine or whatever, that they end up telling him, "Listen, keep your brothers the hell away from our training camp. We do not need that kind of crap going on." And, I don't know what level of stuff that Clark Lee maybe has said to him, "Hey, you need to tone it down," or if he said anything. I don't know. But I don't think this stuff's helping him at all.
Yeah, and George, that's why I look, you're the pulse of Vanderbilt athletics in this town for 30 years. We all know this. And it's the high time now with Pavia and the football team. It could be 11-2 and all the good things. But I just think in one evening, he ruined all that goodwill. And my thing with Chase and I are the same thing. What he did on the field, 0 star, 0 recruit, elevating himself, getting to the stage at the Heisman, that's an American dream. But what he did after that, George, he took all that goodwill away, and it's really sad that that's what we're talking about now for the most part. Not his accomplishments on the field, but what a jackass he was Saturday night in New York City.
Yeah, and I hate that because the program deserves better. The kind of season he had probably deserved a better vote, but it's one of those things in life that there may be some award that we feel like we should win, okay, but you don't come out and say it. You keep that stuff to yourself, no matter what it is or no matter what the hurt is. You keep it to yourself,
right?
And I don't pretend to know what went on in New York afterwards. I have a suspicion. You all do too. And I just hate that whatever went on there has really put a cloud over this.
Yeah, and in the look, I know the F the voters, all that, whatever, but F Indiana. That's what for some reason I'm taking umbrage with that, George, because that was absolutely uncalled for, and I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, I don't either. And for the record, Fernando Mendoza's speech was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, when he looked over at his mom, I mean, you wanted to cry. It was so good. And I hate that this has sort of clouded it a little. But that kid who won the Heisman, what a great speech.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great speech, and he probably did it. But when I found out a few Heisman voters didn't even have Pavia on their ballot, I just knew what a giant, what that was. I mean, how can you not have a guy who's elevated college football not on your ballot because you're mad at what he does off the field? I mean, come on. I see what they're doing, but don't do that. I mean, it's not on the field. We're talking about stuff he does on the field, not off the field. And that's why I was a little like, all right, what's going on here?
Yeah. And, Joe, I guess it's been 25 years ago. I was a Heisman voter for about 5 years. And I think that we have a responsibility, if we're ever allowed that, to not play favorites, but to really try to investigate, spend some time before you mark that thing down.
Yeah.
Because it's the greatest trophy probably in sports. It's the one that we pay attention to. And I guess I don't really know how the Heisman reached a point where it went past the Davy O'Brien or whatever. But the fact of it is, it did. And it's the one award that we all pay attention to. And I think for the voters, there's got to be a responsibility to do better than what you just talked about.
George Plaster is with us. So how do you think now Vanderbilt builds off a 10-2 season, the ReliaQuest Bowl, landing Jared Curtis, a five-star recruit, giving him to flip from Georgia to Vanderbilt? How do you think they move forward, and what can this do for the program?
Well, it's going to be different because Curtis, first of all, Curtis is quite a bit bigger than Pavia. It'll be different as far as how they try to skin the cat. What I really hope doesn't happen, and this is a fair thing to worry about, is that everybody assumes that, okay, they've reached this 10 or 11 win thing, and it'll always be that way. Well, history at Vandy suggests that it's not easy. And I hope people are fair about what they expect, because, if let's just make up a record here that they go 7-5 a year from now, are people going to view that as really good or a big disappointment? I remember George McIntyre faced this a little bit in the 80s after they went to the Hall of Fame Bowl in Birmingham. And, the expectations went through the roof. And within a couple of years, the whole fan base was get rid of George McIntyre and bring in Watson Brown. And it really creates expectations that sometimes can't be met.
Yeah, that for sure. George, appreciate it as always. We'll be listening 3 to 5 today on 94.9 The Fan with you, and Parker's wrapping up here. I'm about to head your way, but appreciate it as always.
Chase, I hate to do this, but I have to run.
Well done. Well done. George,
you guys take care.
You too. George Plaster,
See ya.
joining us here
Take
on
care.
the program. And again, on 94.9 The Fan, and always great to chat with him.
I mean, he's Vanderbilt, right?
He
I
is.
mean, so this is uncharted for we use it all the time, uncharted territory, but it truly is for Vanderbilt football right now. And I mean, did Pavia wash away all the good vibes on Saturday night? I mean, the apology didn't feel genuine, but who knows? But
Did it not feel genuine because the act was too fresh?
Yes.
I mean, I think that's the problem.
All of it. Look,
know?
if you want to go out and have a good time, that's fine, right? Don't disparage Indiana.
I do think we live in too much of a society, and social media plays a large part in this, in that no one's allowed to make a mistake anymore because nobody wants to look at it being a genuine mistake.
Right.
They want to look at it as, oh, you're just an a-hole and this is who you are, and if you apologize, it's phony.
I think it's pockets. I think as a society, we forgive.
Yeah.
We love to forgive. I mean, there are people in higher offices that we've forgiven for things,
Yeah.
that we that's our nature. We forgive. But when you forgive,
I think we pick and choose it.
And yeah, right. So there are pockets you're always going to be the villain in somebody's story. No matter what you do. Chase, you can find a cure for anything in the world. At somebody's story, you're always going to be the villain, no matter what.
Right.
So you're not changing those minds. But to elevate Vanderbilt football to that level, and in one evening, a Sunday when I got up, all I saw was that. And it became the talk around the country on national shows about what a jackass he was. None about Vanderbilt going 10-2. None about him going second in the Heisman. Just what a jerk he was. I was like, God, that's what you don't need here.
Right, because he just all the people that were against him and thought that he was that, he just justified it for him.
Yeah.
So that was the problem. 615-737-1025. In fact, the guys from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio had some strong comments on this and on Diego Pavia. You'll hear that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
That's not what you would expect from somebody that fancies themselves as a quarterback that can take an organization, take a team to the next level. And if he wants to take his game to the next level and be a part of the NFL, that is not what NFL owners want from their quarterbacks in terms of how they comport themselves. He acted like a punk. I don't know how you can feel good about his behavior. And this is somebody that said at the ceremony that he was inspired by Johnny Manziel. How'd that work out in terms of Johnny Manziel and those type of antics in the NFL? So Diego Pavia had a hell of a season, but bro, have a little more class and a little more grace when things don't go your way.
That was this morning on Unsportsmanlike. Host Chris Canny, he was not happy with Diego Pavia on ESPN Radio.
Boy, he put Pavia in his place, didn't he?
I mean, is he wrong, though?
No, but now it's all you want to hop on the bandwagon doing that. You didn't recognize him during the season for what he did. I mean, I get it. I mean, that's all you're making.
Well,
headlines.
now I will defend them a little bit. I heard them talk about Pavia and Vanderbilt more than a lot of national shows.
Good.
And so I agree with you on that. I mean, my thing is, and he can overcome it, but like if I'm an NFL team, you know, and look, we should ask Coach Fisher this. If I'm a NFL team, a coach or a GM, I'm gonna be like, hey, so what was that all about?
Yeah, no, you're right. Look, teams don't want distractions.
Right.
Why do you think A.J. Brown's not here?
Yeah.
I mean, go back to April of 22. I'm going to hold out to get my money. That's a distraction.
I'm going to tweet about it.
I mean, yeah.
And look, here's the other thing.
We know that now, but
who has backed off on putting his feelings on social media a little bit?
I have no idea.
Jeffrey Simmons.
Oh, yeah.
Because guess what? That was becoming a thing.
Yeah.
And that was my whole deal with him of like, dude, stop putting your feelings on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. You're right. Like, you know, don't tweet your feelings. Like it does no good. So, you know, and look, I think he has this year especially has matured into a great play. Now, look, I don't have a problem with him putting what happened to him, you know, his house getting broken into. Yeah, you catch the people, but like he's been much more mature and I think thoughtful with what he says and all that stuff. So,
like, why do you think Shador slipped?
I think everybody either, and I think there was some truth to it. And then I think, you know, the talking heads, us included, probably advanced that a little bit. And therefore teams were like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with him and I don't want to deal with his daddy.
Yeah, exactly. All that. Guy's got a hell of an arm.
Yeah.
I think he could be a really good quarterback, but nobody wanted to deal with the distraction. You do not want to deal with that.
And here's the thing. Both Diego and in different ways Shador have the opportunity to create an amazing story because they control their own narrative. They can change it. You know, Diego, like if Diego sits down, let's say you're the GM of the Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay.
And you sit down and you bring Diego in and you say, well, you know, I didn't really care for how you reacted, you know, when you lost the Heisman. You know, what was kind of going through your mind there? And he can go, well, you know, I regret that. I'm a competitor, man. And look, I just, you know, I got really into it and upset and, you know, I should have handled it better. And, you know, it won't happen again. All right. Your BS meter is probably going to go off if that's what he says.
Wow.
If he's like, look, sir, that's not who I am. And I have a lot of regret and I'm going to live with that regret. You know, Fernando's a great guy. He deserved it. I should have handled losing a lot better than I did.
But who knows? I mean,
I don't like to lose.
I look, at the end of the day, he messed up, right? And now you just go out and shut your mouth and play football.
Sure.
Right?
But if you're a guy that's a fringe pick, which he is right now, I would say anywhere from a fifth to not being drafted.
Sure.
Like if I'm an NFL team, because remember, we all know this. There's a difference for, let's look at the Tennessee Titans, for instance. There's a different set of rules for Jeffrey Simmons than there is for
Mason Kinsey.
Yeah.
Yeah. exceptions and
so
rules.
so you got to understand that. And if I feel like that, I'll take a flyer on a guy, but if I feel like there is any drama whatsoever, pass. I'm good.
Yeah, you're right. And now, they were going to be the cute underdog going into the bowl season, and now everybody wants him to get curb stomped versus Iowa. Everybody wants him. Iowa to put him on his ass for what he did.
Yep.
And so we'll see in 2 weeks.
Coming up next, we'll talk to Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst, will join us on the program. We'll get his thoughts on this and much more. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Tuesday. Hope you're having a great start to your day. You just saw that, didn't you?
Chase tried to do 9 things here. Meanwhile,
Just dropping stuff.
we have Mr. America on the line. So it's crazy.
Tim Hasselbeck joins us now on the program. And Tim, I just want you to know, unlike Joe, Sunday night when you were with SVP, I was watching.
I think Joe goes to bed at 7:30, which means he won't be awake at that hour.
I just
know, it's just
I will say,
unfortunate.
when people do tell me, they're like, "Yeah, sorry," I'm like, "You're up really late."
I remember
really
asking you, we did our TV thing that night, and I said, you still doing that little thing over at ESPN? You're like, yeah, every Sunday night. Like, Tim won, Joe nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's because, like, what time do you eat dinner, Joe? Like, that's what I want. What time are you eating
Which
dinner?
one? Which dinner?
You know what? Great point.
I'm doing Mr. Olympia this year, so I carb load at 3:30.
Oh, that's good. Let's start with the big news with Patrick Mahomes tearing his ACL. Look, it wasn't a good year to begin with, and it unfortunately gets worse. So what do the Chiefs do knowing they're going to miss the playoffs? He's got to now rehab a knee, and they got a lot of holes that they got to fill on that roster.
Yeah, I kind of feel what's interesting about them is that, they're a team that for the last, decade, it feels like they've dominated the NFL. Like the expectations have been, hey, they're a Super Bowl organization. And now, to, the point you're making about, let's address it prior to the injury. They weren't very good. They had a really bad year. I think they've gotten things wrong at receiver. They did not have a running back. They, have let offensive linemen, get away from them that, they probably needed to hold on to. And so what's been wild is last couple of years, they've been more of a defensive-led team. So I think they need to figure things out offensively in terms of, let's just be real, like tight end, wide receiver, and running back. Those are all positions of need. You do need to address offensive line again. And, oh, by the way, you need to prepare yourself as if Patrick Mahomes is going to miss some time. So you need a quarterback that can at least, hold the fort down and have you still be in playoff contention until he's healthy enough and ready to be back. So I think it's a really, a critical offseason for the Chiefs, which it was kind of wild to be saying that considering, who they've been for so long.
Is there any scenario in your mind where Andy Reid looks at this and goes, "You know what? I'm gonna let the next guy handle it," and steps away?
No, because I don't. I just don't think that he ever is going to be like that impacted by like other people. I mean, think of the guys that he's, from Favre to McNabb to Vic to Jeff Garcia to Alex Smith. Like, I think there were people that thought he might, maybe he's done when he was, finishing up in Philadelphia. I think guys like Andy are going to be sure they're done when they're done. And to me, it feels like he's going to be coaching more football.
Talking to Tim Hasselbeck on the Chasing Big Joe show. Tim, to a larger degree about getting quarterbacks, could we see this trend now? Like, Arch Manning's not going to go pro. Lenore Seller's not going to go pro. Ty Simpson's probably not going to go pro. Those guys that come out as juniors and everything are not coming out. Could we see that position? God, I don't want to use the word decline a little bit, but some of these top level guys aren't coming out. So there's not really a cream of the crop coming up in college football. Does that make sense?
I think here's what's going to happen is guys bounce around from school to school. Okay. I think that it's going to be harder to find consistency year over year for quarterbacks. And sometimes because it's the quarterback that's changing. And then I think sometimes it's because the guys around them are changing. And so to be able to recreate, playing well, multiple years in a row could end up being difficult, right? So I think that ends up being, something that we're going to see that's going to affect, how guys are evaluated and what the prospects of them are. Then I think that you also are going to look at it when a guy doesn't have like the assurance and, full, like the grade and the feedback that, yes, you for sure are going to go in the first 10 picks. Well, then why wouldn't you stay in school? Like starting quarterback money in the SEC is going to be about $5 million.
Right.
So stay in school, get paid $5 million and improve your draft stock by playing better. So I think there's going to be an element of that as well. So it's wild. And truthfully, it's broken. But, until the college players, are made employees of the school and have a union to represent them, it's going to be year over year free agency, which is going to create this environment, I think.
Are you saying because they're moving around the development, the continuity, if they would have stayed 2 or 3 years, you could see that development now that they're moving around? Like, Mendoza was at Cal. He was okay at Cal. Then he gets to Indiana, and now he's Heisman Trophy winner and a really good quarterback. So
Yeah.
I see both sides of it. It's just,
Hey.
I'd hate to be an evaluator now because you don't know.
And now strike while the iron's hot because you just had a great year, but and a lot of people wanted Pavia to win the Heisman. Like, how great was the year? Was it really? He was the number 1 overall pick. The kid at Florida who's going to be a good prospect when he comes out, Lagway, like he's on the move now. And I think there's going to be other guys between, obviously, Arch is going to end up staying at Texas. I think he's going to be a unique case just from the family dynamic on that one. But like pretty much everyone else, yeah, it's a free for all, an absolute free for all. And yeah, so I think it's development, it's continuity, and I've said this to you guys before too, like it still is also a dependent position. So when guys around him, or the quarterback, whoever it is, when the guys around him are good, like, don't you think that's going to matter as well? Like in terms of how the guy plays. So, and I think I've said this before too, like, I think that's one of the hardest things about quarterback evaluation is really having an understanding of, who the guys are that the guy's playing with.
Tim Hasselbeck is with us. So our buddy Ricky texted this, and I don't think this is completely crazy, so I'll throw this scenario to you. Could Borgonzi, with his relationship with the Chiefs, maybe get a draft pick out of Kansas City for Will Levis? Will Levis is then with Andy Reid, which I think would be great for his career. He can be the stopgap until Patrick's ready to come back. And look, if he plays well, then that's a trade chip for Kansas City to move him to a contender.
Yeah, that's not a terrible one. What you don't know is what Andy thought of him in the process.
Yeah, true.
Right? Like if Andy liked him, then yeah, I mean, Andy is all about the quarterback reclamation projects. Like, and he, for sure, when he finds somebody that he thinks is pretty good, is happy to bring him into the program, polish him up a little bit and send him on his way. Like he has done that in the past with a bunch of guys. So yeah, it's not a bad thought, but it only works if Andy Reid liked him in the evaluation process.
Fair point. We'll have more with Tim Hasselbeck coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe 102.5, the game on this Tuesday, continuing with Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst and head coach at Innsworth. Tim, Phillip Rivers made his re-debut with the Colts at 44 years old, and I'll be honest with you, he didn't look too bad. I heard you and SVP talking about it on Sunday night as well, but what was kind of your thoughts on Rivers, old man Rivers, as they refer to him, coming back with the Colts?
Yeah, I think it went the way that Shane Steichen probably wanted it to go, which was, they didn't ask him to do too much from the standpoint of, I think they tried to protect certain situations that he was in. So, the first 3rd and 12 that they got, they threw a perimeter screen, just to be sure. But when he left the game, they were winning on the road at Seattle against one of the best defenses in the game. So I think they're a good enough football team that if they don't have a quarterback that makes the disastrous plays to lose the game, I think they can be competitive. Now, they're up against it with a tough schedule, already a few games behind in the division to be a playoff team, but I think he gives them a chance that Riley Leonard did not give them.
Yeah, and that's a fair point too. Another guy I wanted to ask you about, Joe Burrow, looks like he would rather be anywhere other than Cincinnati right now. What does that mean for Zach Taylor moving forward?
I mean, I think it puts Zach Taylor in a little bit of, hot water, or just in trouble. I think the Burrow of it all, I think, has probably been a little concerning. He's, I'm sure, frustrated with injuries and how his season's gone and things like that. But, you do need to, I think, probably put a little bit better professional face on than he's put on, and, and understand the things that you say to the media in a press conference can kind of take on a life of their own. I think the easiest way to lose your job as a head coach is to have your quarterback not play well. So, and not that you could say like Burrow's not been playing well. I think he's been injured. I think he's come back. He certainly did not play well this past week, but all quarterbacks have that. But I think that you could look at it and just say, as a team, they've underachieved with, one of the better quarterbacks in the game. That's a problem for any head coach. So there's going to be changes. We know it every year in terms of head coaching positions. There's always surprises as well. So I think that we've already seen some change, and I think we'll continue to see more.
Talking to Tim Hasselbeck on the very, very popular Chasing Big Joe show. Tim, your thoughts on Christian McVay being the next head coach of the Titans?
I'm not sure about that one. You think that's going to happen?
Why not? I mean, that's Sean McVay's new son. Might as well get the second best coach in the National Football League after Sean McVay.
Being 3 years old or 2 would be a problem.
Yeah, just hire him now. Bring him in here. No, I joke because
in all seriousness, who do you want?
Oh, I would love to have Art Smith here because he's the only assistant coach that ever knew my name. So I thought it'd be kind of cool if he comes back here.
Make it about you.
Yeah, make it about me.
Wow.
No, I'm a big. I like Art Smith, but I like Robert Saleh because I like the tenacity, and I think this football team and this franchise needs a guy with tenacity. And I think he knows what happened in New York was terrible. Mm-hmm. He didn't get to do what he wanted to do, and I think he's going to come back and say, you know what, screw all that. I'm going to run it the way I need to run it, and I'm going to run it with discipline. And I think this football team needs discipline.
And then I would think that who he pairs as the offensive coordinator, somebody from the Shanahan tree would be your preference.
Yeah. I mean, I want a head coach who oversees everything. I don't want him sitting on the bench with Cam Ward when the defense is on the field going over plays. I want him to be yelling at people. I love Ditka. When Ditka was at the Bears, I know we default to that. Bill Parcells. Well, I need that. I need when you walk into a room, you are scared to death of your football coach. Were there coaches you were scared of?
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Gosh, there were all kinds of coaches I was afraid of, even the ones that I think were, viewed as players coaches, but that was because I always thought they were going to be like, hey, man, turn your playbook in. You got to go. but listen, I don't hate the Robert Saleh idea. Another name that's going to come up is Matt Nagy. How do you feel about that?
I don't mind it because he did well with the Bears and Trubisky, and I think he went through the fire and now knows what not to do as opposed to what his gut feeling should tell him to do.
So you want somebody that has head coaching experience?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And obviously Arthur Smith has had head coaching experience and knows your name.
Yep.
So,
right.
there's look, I wouldn't disagree with any of those names, to be honest. I have no.
Oh no. Amy Adams Strunk heard it.
That's right.
We'll try and get him back on. I don't know. Tim, you there?
Joe drop?
There we go.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
I'm here. Josh McDaniel.
No, pass.
Okay, why?
I think he was a disaster in Denver, disaster in Las Vegas, and reading reports of the team and people around him, they couldn't stand him. Plus, I don't think Tim Tebow liked him. And if Tim Tebow doesn't like you, that means something to me.
Well, and he probably doesn't know your name, so he's out.
Right.
Look, they're going to be good candidates. They're going to be good candidates with guys that have had head coaching experience. I actually think that this is probably not a terrible cycle, in terms of what's out there. Let me put another name out there, and not necessarily as a head coach, but maybe he's paired with somebody else. Chip Kelly.
No, I can't.
I'd consider it for him to run the offense.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so do you think because this whole thing has to center around Cam Ward, at least until they say it doesn't, it does. He's the young quarterback, and you want to build around him. Is it more beneficial to him to have the offensive-minded head coach that's going to call plays and be essentially the offensive coordinator and work with the quarterback, or bring in, Saleh or the Vrabel type, the defensive-minded guy who finds the guru to be the OC and work with the quarterback, knowing that he's probably, if it goes well, gone in 2 or 3 years as a head coach?
Yeah, my preference is the offensive-minded head coach. That would be my preference for a young quarterback, because it's like I think there's an unwavering identity that can happen with the offensive-minded head coach. So I'll give you an example. I think there's going to be an unwavering identity when Sean McVay's the coach, when Kyle Shanahan's the coach, when Andy Reid's the coach. So no matter, to your point about coordinators changing and things like that, then you could have change, and I think change is hard for quarterbacks. So I would prefer the offensive-minded guy. Now, there's obviously been success with the guys that you've referenced. Vrabel's having success right now. It'd be a good example of one. So, I don't think that you can have it, handcuff you in terms of your decision, but I certainly would go into it with a preference for sure. Well, and I'll give you another one. So, like Steve Spagnuolo.
Yeah.
You want him as a head coach?
No.
And why not?
I worry about. I mean, look, maybe things have changed, and he's obviously been one of the best defensive coordinators in the game, but he didn't have success as a head coach. I mean, it just and you can make arguments about Arthur Smith and Matt Nagy and Robert Saleh too.
Right.
The situation does factor into it, but I'd rather have those 3 guys over him.
Interesting. Because, I think he'd be a great head coach. You got another shot at it. But, maybe that ship has sailed, in terms of it. I mean, he was in St. Louis with Sam Bradford, and there was obviously a lot of things happening, with that organization in general. I mean, they moved out of the city. So,
he's a great coach, but I think there's better ones. I really like Saleh just because he's overall. I don't want any more offensive head coaches who had deal with coordinating. I'm tired of that, Tim. I don't want that. It didn't work out with Callahan. Yes, it works out with some.
Well, if they've called plays before, I'm okay with it. Like if Matt Nagy was the guy, I mean, this dude took Mitch Trubisky to the playoffs. So like there's something to be said for that.
Hey, could you imagine if the team was like, all right, here's how we settled, guys. Okay. A lot of good candidates. Like it was the press conference. He took Mitchell Trubisky to the playoffs. So let's be real. Everyone here needs to be excited about this. You're like, could you imagine? That'd be an amazing way to introduce the new head coach.
I don't see. Look, I like Saleh. I think Nagy. I think Art Smith is good. I just think there's some good candidates there. I think stop going with what, don't do what's cute in the NFL now. Go out and that's why I like to see Saleh here. I just think he would bring an attitude of being pissed off all the time. I mean, do you think Bill Parcells ever went into the Giants headquarters and said, "Good morning, everybody"? Probably not, right?
No. And I would say this, like, here's one thing that is going to happen because, look, the Chiefs are out of the playoffs. Like, these guys are going to start talking to Chiefs coaches right now. And, if the 49ers are alive, later, those coaches aren't going to be able to talk to anybody. And, that's, one of the things in this process that is a way bigger deal than I think people realize because, are you going to sit around and wait for Robert Saleh when somebody else might want to talk to Robert Saleh?
Right.
And so you're going to wait for him because of his schedule and inability to interview and things like that. But at the same time, you might not get him.
True. Let me ask you something. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Finish.
Well, I was going to say versus a guy that he's available, you can talk to him and you can figure out if you want to hire him right away.
Were you on that Giants team that went bowling with Tom Coughlin and Strahan took him aside and told him to calm down and relax?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What was that? Because we're talking about coaches that are very stoic and very, and not dealing with everything. Did that not change his persona a little bit, Tim?
It definitely changed him for sure. Coughlin always had the stuff with like 5 minutes early and, and all of that stuff. And it didn't go great. And so they developed a leadership council. And I think Coughlin, to his credit, he was an older coach at the time. He relinquished a little bit of control and it went a long way. It helped because, that the team that won the Super Bowl, they had some issues personnel wise that they were able to coach through. But I think a lot of it had to do with, the team, really ended up buying in. So, yeah, I think there was, you may remember, but, like Kiki Barber was in the media at that point. He took a shot at Eli Manning.
Yes.
Kind of rallied the troops around Eli a little bit. And Coughlin, and I think the team bonded, and it's really kind of a unique situation. So, but it takes, a player like Strahan, guys like that, to kind of make that happen. So, yeah, look, coaches can change for sure, and Coughlin definitely second time round being a head coach, came into it, hadn't really changed, but then was able to modify his approach going forward.
Yeah, and got 2 Super Bowls. Before we let you go, our question of the day is, we're talking about leap of faith in your life. What leap of faith you have taken? Is there a leap of faith in your life you've taken that has paid off wonderfully well?
Yeah, I mean, I would say when I shaved the comb over, just got rid of the comb over.
That was your leap of faith? That was it?
I mean, no. Like, what was it going to look like? Yeah, like what? Like don't you feel like that's a big adjustment?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a confidence thing because I had the party in the back, business up front, and I saw a picture of my bald spot. And I said, I'm done. And I shaved my head, and my daughter was 4 years old, and she would not stop crying because she did not recognize her daddy. And it really affected me for about 4 seconds. Then I say, you know what? I like this. And I'm bald and I'm just grab it. There you go.
Hey, yeah. No, I mean, hey, I'm obviously like joking about that. Listen, I think that Philip Rivers' sound after the game about taking risk, like the safe things to do, like not being afraid to fail, like those types of things. If you guys haven't played that Philip Rivers sound, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing because he's like that guy's going to the Hall of Fame, I think, and he could have embarrassed himself at 44 years old. But I do think there's something about not being afraid to fail. So, you know, I joke, you know, about the shaving the head thing, but like the truth is, look, I went and played in NFL Europe. You know, a lot of people are like, hey man, like you've been cut by 3 football teams already. Like, why are you still chasing the dream? You're going to be the 40-year-old minor leaguer, right? Or getting into TV for that matter. I've never done TV before. Like you guys know it. You can fall flat on your face and embarrass yourself. I've never been a high school football coach before. Like, I do think there is an element that, in terms of leap of faith, that, you know, if you can not be afraid to fail, like you can probably, you know, end up learning some pretty good things about yourself.
What about asking a cute little girl in class at Boston College to go out on a date? That's pretty good, huh?
Oh, listen, like there's like, no, that leap of faith was definitely, hey, Elizabeth was a year older than me. Okay.
All right.
Like, that was a pretty big deal. And let me just say that, like, you know, she wasn't fully sold on me right away. Okay. So like it maybe wasn't just one ask. All right.
Right. Right. So,
like, sometimes a little perseverance is good.
Good. So were you guys together when she was on Survivor?
We were. Talk about leap of faith. Like, hey, I'm going to go to the Australian outback and compete in a thing called Survivor and not know, you know, anything about it because, you know, it never aired before.
Right.
Didn't know what it was about. So,
how long was she gone for?
I mean, she's gone for a couple months, but like on the show itself, I think it was like 39 days or something like that on the show itself. But obviously, it was longer than that.
Wow.
So,
that is
yeah,
crazy.
I mean, you know, I know you're a big Survivor fan, Joe. Right? I mean,
back in the day, yeah, heck yeah. Richard Hatch, was that guy's name?
No, he won the first one. Actually, a woman from Knoxville won the season Elizabeth was on.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's
Tina
right.
Weston. Yep. So let me if we did Survivor, like who would last between the three of us?
Oh, you guys would. I tell you all the time.
Tim.
The TV show Little House on the Prairie, I'd have died day one. I can't cook. I can't kill. I can't hunt. I can't clean. I'm dead. Just throw me out. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Joe on that, but good stuff. Tim, appreciate it as always. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, sounds good. See you, pal.
Yes,
See
sir.
you. Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst, joining us here on the program as he always does on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. We'll react to some of that and much more.
Well, let's find that Rivers. Have you heard it? I haven't the Philip Rivers soundbite. I haven't heard it.
I've heard a few. I don't know exactly the one he was referencing.
If it's got Tim Hasselbeck flipping out, I want to hear it, man.
All right, we will coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
think maybe maybe it will, I don't know, inspire or teach, to not to run or be scared of what may or may not happen. Hopefully, certainly I think of my sons and those ball players, that I'm in charge of at the school, that they'll say like, crap, coach wasn't scared. You know what I mean? It's like, shoot, sometimes there is doubt and it's real. And again, you can the guaranteed safe bet is to go home or to not go for it. And the other one is, shoot, let's see what happens. And so I hope that in that sense that it can be a positive to some young boys, or young people. It doesn't have to be boys, but
that was Phillip Rivers after returning to the NFL after being gone for basically 5 years.
I had not heard that.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And that falls into our leap of faith discussion today. And our question today is, what's the biggest leap of faith you've ever taken? I had no idea Phillip Rivers said that till Tim Hasselbeck said, listen to that. And that falls into what we're talking about today for a leap of faith. I'm good for him. I mean, good for Phillip Rivers.
Sure.
It's the I don't know what's going to happen. What I don't know, the unknown. I mean, I'm telling you, man, don't be stuck in neutral. I'd rather you go backwards a little bit, kind of recalculate, than go forward. But good for Phillip Rivers. And look, they got a big Monday night game versus the Niners. He's going to start and everything. Whether you like him or not when he played for the Chargers, I don't care. But the fact he's out there doing this at 44, I think it's great, man.
I do too. I mean, look, and the message that I think he was sending there is the right one. And I think facing the unknown and not knowing what the outcome is the scariest thing on the face of this earth.
Mm-hmm.
But how much regret would you live with if you question, well, what if I'd done that for the rest of your life?
Never. Live with no regrets, man.
Yeah.
Zero. Take the chance.
That's what I'm saying. Like, take the leap.
Right.
And if you fall flat on your face, then get up and try again.
One of the best speeches Eddie Murphy ever gave was, he started comedy at 18 years old, and years later somebody said, what was your fallback plan if comedy didn't work? Eddie Murphy said, fallback plan? I don't have a fallback plan. Like, how'd you know? And he's like, you got a fallback plan. It is, well, this probably not going to work out, so I'm going to go do this.
Right.
He goes, I was going to go do this, and that I was going to fail doing this. And I was like, yes, that's what I need to hear. Chances are you probably will fail, but chances are you'll get up and you will succeed. So good for Phillip Rivers. Good for all those who are trying to do that to make it happen. And so I love it, man. I love this story. I think it's great. I love athletes playing into the 30s. I like anybody, people opening businesses in their 50s and 60s and succeeding because they didn't know if they could make it. Chances are you'll make it. That's why I like all that. So good for Phillip Rivers. And who knows? They might get into the playoffs. I don't think they will. They got uphill battle with the Jags and the Texans in front of them. But I'm just saying it's a very, very cool story that's going on right now. You know, like Tim Hasselbeck would go play football right now if he could?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, he would.
But he told us last week he needs Tommy Johns.
All right, it's not going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen.
That one-handed.
But I wanted to pass this along. So Nick Saban and Joe Agresti have purchased a minority stake in the Nashville Predators. Nice. So Nick Saban is now an owner of the Preds.
Do you have to give him tickets too?
Surely he can get his own. I don't know.
Stop calling me Shirley, but maybe he can.
Listen, if Nick Saban called me and was like, Chase, I was told you could get me some tickets, I would probably try a little harder.
770 puck, rich man. You can buy your own tickets down there. Does it say how much he bought into it?
No. So I don't know.
A minority stake, Joe.
Yeah,
didn't give a dollar sign, but you just know what minority is.
Well, you had me at stake. So,
well, he can get some good steak. He
Probably.
says,
Steak?
quote, although I'm now retired as a coach, I still possess a competitive nature and a great passion for sports. Being involved in a sports team in Nashville has always been a goal, and the opportunity to partner with the Predators and with a class act like Bill Haslam created the perfect scenario for us. The Preds are a great organization with a fantastic brand, and we're excited to be a part of the future success of the franchise.
Do you think Nick Saban knows what icing is?
Yes.
Yeah, one time we did the victory formation. We had Tennessee down by 28, and we iced the game there. Do you think he knows what penalty is?
Yeah, probably.
I hope so.
I'm told he's a fan. I've told he's been at several games.
Okay. But
So-
Charles Barkley's been on. Maybe he should buy in too. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
What is this Agresti? Is that his auto?
I think that's his partner with
the automotive parts of the dealerships.
Yeah, with the Mercedes dealerships. And
Yep.
all that
I just
stuff.
think it's funny the video.
Did anyone win our billion last night?
No, it's
okay.
It's 570 million cash option Powerball.
Okay.
Don't do the whole. Get the cash option.
I'm going to cash option.
So here's what you do: third of that's gone to taxes. You give 10% to the Lord. The government takes another 10%. So you come with about 50% of that. So you ended up walking away. This is what I think about all day long. You'll come out with about 290 million cash free after taxes and everything. 290.
So hang on. So why are I thought the taxes were taken off the 1.4 billion or whatever.
They take off. It's what you're receiving. You're receiving the 570 million. That's what you're receiving.
So why are you only receiving that much out of the 1 billion?
Because that's the cash option.
Okay, gotcha.
So you could take the lumps. You could take the whole thing and paid out over 20 years.
Yeah.
Look, I ain't going to be here in 10. So I'm getting out as soon as I can. So you do the cash option. 570, a third's gone. It ends up being about 47% that you'll lose. So you'll get 53% of that. You got to give your 10% to the church.
Yeah, of course.
So you got 290 roughly there, 290 million. If I won that, you'd get a postcard from Mars.
No,
Mars.
I would get a postcard from Duval Street at Sloppy Joe's.
I'd change my name, my identity. I'd have a comb over and everything. I'd take care of you guys.
You would be Sloppy Joe. That would be your name.
I would take care of you guys.
I know you would.
But I would too. It's 200. So it's 570 million. Now Mega Millions tonight. It's 80 million. Cash option 36 million. See, why is the Tennessee Lottery not sponsoring our show? I know all these things.
Yeah.
Because all I know is it takes one ticket and my ass is gone.
Hey, where's
right
Joe?
He's gone.
Mexico.
He's not here. I think he just went up on the Elon Musk spaceship.
He's mooning everybody.
Right. Take care.
I'll come back with more coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
Hey guys, Big Joe here. Listen, we're having fun talking about the Powerball, but I'm being very serious here. When I get a message in the morning that somebody's reached out and started talking with therapy and getting better in their life, that is like winning the Powerball to me, because I'm so proud that you're going to be here and you're reaching out for help. And I love that. We spend a lot of time on our show talking about mental health and how important it is and how much reaching out and talking to somebody will improve your life. Unfortunately, we've all been affected by a friend or loved one who has suffered from depression and is no longer with us. That's why we've partnered with Unity Psychiatric Care, just a wonderful place right here in Middle Tennessee for you to get well, and it works. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and there on the right side is a link to Unity Psychiatric Care. So many have reached out to us. Now we have a partner that cares about you. And listen, this is important. You don't have to go through this alone. It's private, it's confidential, and they offer telehealth. And yes, they're based right here in Middle Tennessee. The phone number, 1-888-508-8002, 1-888-508-8002. And listen, this is important too. If you have a loved one who needs to talk and you are worried, you can be that person that changes their world. You can also go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show. And again, all the information you need for Unity Psychiatric Care is right there. And listen, guys, help is just around the corner, and you don't have to go through any of this alone.
Chasing Big Joe 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Last 10 minutes for me. I got to do some suit things at 2 o'clock.
Well, I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4 texts from people who just had not heard the Phillip Rivers soundbite after the game and said the whole thing. I guess we played a snippet of it. Said the whole thing is amazing about him. So good for that. I think it's fantastic, and it's a lesson to be learning everything we do. And it just fell into what we're talking about today. What is your biggest leap of faith you ever taken? Dr. Crane, you have not answered our leap of faith question today.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't really have anything on the top of my head that
really. What about your little pizza side gig?
Yeah, that is a leap of faith for sure.
Why is that a leap of faith?
Because it's something I've always wanted to do since I was 6 years old. I've always wanted to reopen my grandparents' restaurant, and that's just something that thought would be a good time to do it in my late 20s. The earlier you do things, the more it pays off in the long run, is from what I've been told.
So is your and look, if you don't want to talk about this,
sure.
we don't have to, but is like your ultimate the end goal to basically reopen Lorenzo's?
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be a nice little dinner spot where it has some dim lighting, velvet purple, vino kind of color with the gold lining and piping. It'd be great. Oh,
hey. Now, this is the most important question I'm going to ask you.
Sure.
If Joe or I call for a table,
it's there.
Okay, good.
But what if I call Chase? There's one table, but Chase and I both call, but then Scorsese calls.
There'll be a table for people. There will be a table. I will make sure. I'll make them all.
Who gets the one table? Chase, me, or Martin Scorsese?
I'll bring in another.
I love it, man.
I love that. I'll go sit in the back. That's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah, I'll bring in more tables. No big deal. As long as it's less than a party of 6.
Can we smoke in there like I see out of Goodfellas?
do the little side booth.
I could probably do something like that.
All right, Nico,
but
bring us some more wine.
It'd be pretty cool to do something like that. I mean, I've even thought about every Thursday night would be like a dance night in a roundabout way where you bring in a nice, jazzy R&B type singer and then performer,
like the one in the Godfather that asked him for a favor.
Yeah, kind
of
like
allegedly that was supposed to be Frank Sinatra.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow,
that's a lot of backstories there. But so like that, right? Have a little band up there with horn section and getting it done
every Thursday. I feel like that'd be a good time to do it. Just a little Friday Junior in a roundabout way. So
I like this idea.
It's funny, talking about the table, and because growing up at Loveless and the restaurants and stuff, people will be like, hey, can I have the table at the front, or the table over here, or whatever. And I remember going to a restaurant with my grandmother and my dad and everything one time, and I was like, well, hey, don't we want this table in front of the window? And my dad looks at me all serious and goes, son, the food tastes the same at the front table as it does at the back table.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I was like, huh, that's a really good point.
I'm not sitting in I got agoraphobia. I don't like sitting in open places like that. So I need a booth, Dr. Crane, preferably in the back corner. Is that all right?
I always now this is something that I do. I don't know if you've ever noticed this. If I can, I sit where I can see the door.
Always.
I want to know what's coming in and going out.
You know who else does that? Italians.
Yep.
He's not wrong. Anytime I go out to eat it, my back is at the wall and I look directly where I'm coming in.
Every time, right? Yep. So if I win Powerball tomorrow night, we'll reinvent. You want to call it Lorenzo's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lorenzo's. Yep.
Where do you want to put it?
Anywhere in Nashville, just nowhere in a bad area. That's about it.
Okay.
Hair Metal Henry says, my advice to Dr. Crane, if Joe or Chase want a table, tell them to call 615-770.
We got a table and tickets that way too as well. I like that.
Wes and Herman, it says, hey Chase, Nick is actually wondering if you had tickets for Saturday's game or not.
Yeah, you get a table. It's a little barter. Hey, what you gonna do for me? You got me tickets? Yeah, you can have that.
He also says Papa Turney's does jazz nights every Thursday, and it's typically a huge hit. I need some pizza by Crane in my life.
Hey,
what has jazz? Papa Turney's?
Yeah,
never heard of that place.
Pop Attorney?
Papa Turney's.
Papa Turn. Oh, I need to write that down. Papa Turney's. Okay, you'll be getting a bill from Cromwell Media in a little bit.
Together.
All right, so let me ask you this. All right, now your dad knew how to run a successful restaurant. So how many people? Like 40, 50? How many your restaurant
capacity wise? I'd say about 80.
80, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Something intimate.
A little under 100.
Yeah, because that's what really, gets the ambiance of the building is a small, intimate area.
Okay, so if we win one of us wins
right.
the Mega Millions or the Powerball.
Powerball, baby.
I mean, first thing I'm going to do is whatever my mother wants. But second thing is we're going to invest in Lorenzo.
So let me
Lorenzo
ask you
2.0.
this.
Thank you.
Lorenzo's be great. Is the bar separate from the dining? Like, is the bar
Yeah.
in its own place, and then you got to go to another section?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
I have a cool layout of it. Like the bar is its own separate entity of the
Okay.
building where you have a nice sit down dinner area. Like I have it in my brain. If you sit to the left side of the entryway, you'll be able to see the bar partially because there'll be some TVs up there.
You're going to have, it just hit me with the bar. You're going to have basically someone that's like Carla from Cheers. She's going to run your bar. No BS. You know, she's going to have a little bit of an attitude, but everybody respects her because she knows what's going on.
Sounds like my nanny.
So, yeah, we'll have her pictures, Nani's pictures in the lobby. Because you got to have an entryway,
So,
then you go in.
Lorenzo's picture isn't,
Yeah, thank you guys for bringing that up. There will be one table that is not ever to be sat at all. It will have a candle lit in the middle of it, and it's my grandparents will be on the wall, one little beam of light going down to it.
I love that.
So yeah.
Fantastic. Is it set up like Amerigo's in Cool Springs?
No. This is not a chain restaurant. This
I
is
know
not an
that,
Olive
Goofy,
Garden.
but the bar, like, it's separate from the restaurant
yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Hey, and as my good friend Phil has reminded me, see, I too have thought about carrying on the business one day when I have the funds to do that.
Well, why don't we do Lorenzo's up front and your little side gig to the side?
Well, no, it could be two. I mean, they'd be two different things.
Be two different things.
He's fine Italian, and I don't know what I am. Chaser's Bar and Grill.
Chaser's Bar and Grill. Yep.
Be good times.
And then when the band plays,
Chase
put
and
up the
rally.
chicken wire so they have to throw a glass like in Roadhouse.
Or in Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers, right? The same thing.
I just watched it. So I told you when we were talking about who was it?
Steve Cropper.
Steve Cropper, thank you. My memory is gone. I watched the Blues Brothers.
It's great. All that is good. Bars like that needed to be around. Little roadside bars like that. So what's that? We're gonna do it. We'll get it done, or we got to find a spot for you. So we will get it done.
Indeed,
we will. Maybe we need to get Amerigo's to kind of give us some food and get us going on this.
Yeah, I could
just say yes.
Sunday dinner at my place. That's what it sounds like.
I know, but we could. Let's barter a little something. I'm hungry.
Yeah. Well,
Chase has a pizza in here and it's driving me crazy. That's why.
Well, I hate to do this, but I gotta run. I'm gonna let you guys do the last hour, and I'm gonna go take care of some stuff. But more coming on Chasing Big Joe. 102.5 The Game.
All right, welcome into the final hour of the Chase and Big Joe show right here on 102.5 The Game. Chaser's off for this last hour. He's doing a Zoom with a bunch of young professionals around the country for his look. He's an amazing cloud architecture storage guy. He's got all kinds of awards from LinkedIn. So Chase is doing a little roundtable discussion Zoom about optimizing everything with the cloud storage and it's a whole world I don't know nothing about, Dr. Crane.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. Even though I'm 27, I'm still learning technology. Just give me a mouse and click on it, and that's about it.
Yeah, you're not on that level at all. It's happening. I want to delve more into this Nick Saban. People asking about that Nick Saban and National Predators. Chase had the release, and I can't find it. So we will do it there. There it goes. So smash for the Predators. Smashville just got that much better. Nick Saban and his partner Joe Agresti have joined the Preds ownership group via Dream Sports Ventures with a minority stake in the franchise. And that's a little cute picture of Nick smiling there. Have you seen it?
Got a little tan to him.
He does. His partner, though, is all business.
Have you seen his last name?
Agresti, yeah. Agresti, yeah. So I better be nice to him, right? For all that.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a good guy.
This is cool. You know, it brings more eyeballs on the franchise. A 7-time national champion college football coach and partner joined Bill Haslam as part of the NHL franchise established ownership group. What do you think Nick Saban would come in and change? Not just the Preds, but if he was, because he's going to come in and say, I don't like this, I don't like that, do this, do that.
I don't know. That's a good question. I think hockey's landscape is a bit different from college football, especially. Like college football has that, extroverted personality. Fans are going crazy. You have frat parties during the morning and you have kickoff at 2:30 and all that stuff. Hockey's different. Like the atmosphere around a hockey game, if it's a cold night in December, you're walking to the arena and the atmosphere in the building is fantastic because you have all the lights show and stuff like that. Maybe he brings in more, more A-list celebrities. I really don't know.
I think he does nothing. I think it's a welcome reprieve from the craziness of college football to go back and all right, this is fun. It's different because I haven't been to a lot of hockey games outside Nashville, but going to one in Nashville is pretty damn fun.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it with other players and coaches as well. Dak Prescott, one of those. He's not a local in Nashville, but Dallas Cowboy quarterback, former Mississippi State quarterback. He's been to multiple, Preds games. And
I can't. Giannis
Antetokounmpo.
How do you say his last name?
Antetokounmpo. I don't know. It's Greek.
Let's get you drunk and say that.
Yeah, let's not.
But he owns part of the
soccer club, Nashville SC,
right?
Yeah. Yeah, he actually showed up for the League's Cup in 2023, and that was the first time I've ever seen an NBA player in person, active NBA player.
So, anybody else? Reese Witherspoon owned part of that.
Yep.
Philip Forsberg owned part of
Henry.
that. Derrick Henry,
Eddie George, I believe.
Like when we say own, like what do they own? Like a percentage,
a minority stake. Yeah, just like Nick Saban here with the Preds.
I mean, if you need to keep the lights on, you call Derrick Henry and say, "Hey, Derrick, we're got to pay the light bill this month. We need your help." I mean, I don't know what you would get or how much that would cost because I'll never be in that realm of, hey, I want to be on a part of ownership of team of anything.
I mean, if you look at it, this is kind of how I look at professional sports. I'm sure the same way for you, but you look at it as stocks. I mean, the team you're invested in is doing great. The stock rises. That price tag gets bigger. You want to sell it off. There you go. You've made your ROI. And I think then you go find another small club or another small team, buy into them, see if you can get them to a giant success story, buy out of that. I mean, that's essentially what it is. It's a craving for people that have the want to be a part of professional sports, but want to make money as well.
Would you buy a sports team?
Yeah, if I had the money, sure.
What would you buy?
I love the aspect of going from terrible to great. So maybe a soccer club somewhere.
Okay.
And like,
didn't Ron Reynolds do that?
Yeah, Wrexham.
In London.
Wrexham FC. They were actually a club that was owned by the city, and they were in so much debt, like they weren't able to basically pay the lights for the stadium that they played in, and so they were in so much debt they had to keep continuously winning. Obviously, a lot of their own money went into it where they could finally get out of debt. Now the club is debt free, and they're playing at top tier level.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, that's a fun little story.
Yeah, so stuff like that, I feel like what intrigues a lot of people. Everybody thinks that they're the best GM on planet Earth, the
Right.
armchair GMs, that is. So it's something like that.
I don't think I deal well with drama. So if an athlete, if I own a team and they're not playing and they're holding out, I'd have a problem with that. Right. And that's not a good look. It's not good for my mental health. It's not good for me overall. I just couldn't do it.
If you had the money, what sport would you invest in?
Football. I mean,
okay.
I love football more than anything else. I just love the sport of football. It means so much to me, but I don't think I could own a team. I don't.
What about a college team? Because that landscape is changing, Joe.
It could, right? Go more, but you get more headaches, right? You still get more headaches.
Yeah, I mean, the Big 12 just had
Let me ask you, does Jerry Jones look happy?
No. No,
He
not at all.
doesn't, right?
I think the man has so much money that he doesn't know what to do with himself. And the fact that he goes on the radio saying, I better get a Super Bowl before I die.
Right.
Like,
Now, the flip side, Robert Kraft looks happy because you know why.
He's got Vrabel. He's got everybody he needs.
There's a larger joke there that you need to look into that. But no owner looks happy. None of them look happy. So why do that? Baseball, I mean, across the board, give me an owner that looks elated every time that there's something they show them on TV, happy, go lucky. I'm sure there's some out there, but I can't think of any right now who
What
just
about
like
the Davis family in Las Vegas?
You see that haircut? No, you can't be happy about that. No, I mean, he's got a 24-year-old girlfriend who allegedly has no idea who he was, just met him and thought he was cute. I mean, come on, right? Sure you did. But you're living in Vegas. You got a huge house. You own the Raiders and the Aces, right?
Yeah, Las Vegas Aces, WNBA.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it looks happy, but now you're dealing with a football team that's 2-12. Probably gonna fire your coach and retool. It's just constant work. I'd rather my money work for me instead of me working for the money. That's a commercial, by the way.
Yeah, Major League Baseball would be a good investment. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, Major League Baseball, the numbers are not great, whatever," but there is money to be had in that sport.
What team would you buy? The Cardinals?
Yeah, I would fix that team immediately.
Then why'd you get rid of Sonny Gray?
Oh, he was old. There's no reason to hold on to a guy when you have so much youth in your farm system.
Red Sox don't seem to mind.
Well, the Red Sox are in a different scenario. They're kind of in a win now. They just need to bolster their pitching staff. I mean,
shouldn't everybody be in a win now?
Not everybody.
So then what are we doing if you're not in a win now?
Ask the Oakland Athletics that, or Sacramento Athletics. They're going to be the Las Vegas Athletics. And to this day, I still think they're going to be a really good ball club when they go to Vegas. It's just pick and choosing in your battles. That's simply it.
Okay, but none of them seem to be happy to me. What would you fix with the Cardinals?
Oh, I'd clean house. Basically, just get a new staff in there. I think Chaim Bloom, will see what happens with that. But nobody wants to hear my baseball takes.
I do.
You do? Really?
I mean, I'm just curious why you'd buy.
Well, I mean, that's a historic franchise that's known for winning baseball games and winning championships, and they haven't seen that since 2011. And that's something that needs to come back to the fold for sure.
I would, to be successful, lower prices and have your games on TV every night that you don't have to pay for. That's what I think that's how I fell in love with, I know cable and I get all that, but have it to the local market free. Have those games free. I would love to have that.
I would like to see the Nashville Sounds on local television.
Why not?
You know? I think that would grow the game, especially here in Nashville.
You put on one of these digital 2.8 channels. It's not clogging up anything, but I don't know, man. I'm different with all that, with things that go on. I just think that there are better things to do than being an owner. There's just always grief. There's always drama. There's always a problem. You're always battling with the city council over land or improvements. It just seems like a lot, man.
I mean, getting back to the genesis of the reason for the conversation with Nick Saban, to me, Nick Saban brings structure to a front office. I know there's already a structure of formation for the Preds, but I think being a minority owner in some aspects, and Nick Saban brings that extra presidential status, if that makes sense.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what all he's going to do, but it just looks good that he's bought into the Predators, which is great. I mean, it's great publicity, great for the city. I love the Preds. All works out fine. All right, our question today is, what's the leap of faith in your life? We've got a lot of responses. We'll read those coming back. 615-737-1025. What's the biggest leap of faith in your life you've ever taken? We love to hear these stories. Let us know. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel, where we'll be at Bar Lines on Thursday. Come down and see us right here on 102.5 The Game. All right, welcome back here to the Chase and Big Joe show. Who sings that song?
It's from the Goofy movie.
The Goofy?
Yeah, Goofy movie, Disney. Yeah. You never heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of the Goofy movie.
Yeah. It doesn't say though.
Okay. I'm just curious. That's a different comeback music there. It's fine.
What leap of faith? That's kind of what I was trying to match it up with.
All right. Our question of the day, what's the biggest leap of faith you've ever taken? 615-737-1025. You could call or text, but we love to hear from you. Eric's on the phone. All right, Eric, what did I screw up?
No, it's nothing. You didn't screw up. You didn't screw up nothing, Joe. Although I will say this, there was a recent actor you talked about, didn't know what he appeared in. He was in a famous TV series as a child, but you I guess wasn't listed. You were talking about Brian Bonsall. If you remember, he was on the TV show Family Ties. He was that little boy Andy.
That's right.
Alex's brother. So yeah, I'm surprised that you didn't put that as part of the thing. He wasn't the baby. He, of course, was the older kid that was the last few years of that show.
Can you name all the kids, their real names?
Yeah, Brian Bonsall, Michael J. Fox, Tina Yothers, and Justine Bateman.
Man. Good
and
job.
Also, if you know, too, in real life, his wife is Tracy Pollan, who was his girlfriend Ellen on the show. And, of course, after that, Courtney Cox, who went on to become friends.
Look at you, man. Got it. And by the way, Meredith Baxter Burney and Michael Gross were the mom and dads, and they had the same.
Yeah, that's right.
And they had the same birthday, which is really a weird fact.
Yeah.
All right, now that we've lost our audience, what's up, man?
What's going on? And also something else, I didn't know if you knew it, but I figured you'd want to know if you didn't. Mushroom Cloud Clay is supposed to be meeting with Candace Story Lee sometime today to try and get reinstated back at
Yeah, he sent me a text and said he's meeting with Candace Lee at 3:00, and I said, I hope she arrests you for being on campus.
this may be his last chance. But anyway, as far as my leap of faith, guys, it has to do with this. This has happened to me within the last few years. I'm 62 years old. I had to have hip replacement surgery, so I've been dealing with a lot of just issues concerning that. And one of the things I had to do was find a good representation to get my disability benefits. Of course, my sister works in hospital administration. She told me, be prepared. When you try and get disability, you're not going to get it right off. You're going to get turned down, and it could take you forever, because she's telling me most of her clients and people she deals with and trying to help them, it can take them 3 to 5 years to get disability. My uncle told me it could take forever. Just be ready. You're going to get turned down the first time. So last year, I guess at the beginning of January, I filed for my medical records. That took me 6 to 8 months. And then I got me a social worker from with the people I was dealing with. And she said, tell me the same thing, Eric, get ready. You're going to get turned down. Just whatever you do, it just always happens. You're going to get turned down. You're not going to get your disability. So I made the phone call to the people I was supposed to make as far as get my disability. They told me to call back 3 weeks later. So I called back 3 weeks later. They told me what I had to do, where I need to file paperwork, because I had got like 300 pages of medical records, but I filed like the first 10, 11. She said, that's later the social workers represent me, saying that's all you would need. So then I'm thinking, I'm going to have to wait probably 6 months to a year before I hear anything, and more than likely I'm going to get turned down. So that was August of last year I did that. Middle October, I get 2 letters. First letter saying, congratulations, you've been approved for your disability. It's going to be deposited in your bank account on like October the 15th. It actually was deposited in my bank account the 12th, because on that same day, I got a letter from my bank showing all the money I got. So basically, I was not turned down. I got all my money in a total of 61 days. I was lucky that 1 in 10 that I did not get turned down. I got all my money in basically 2 months. And I was shocked. Not that I got it, but I got it as quickly as I did. So I didn't get turned down. And the good thing about it is I did not have to get a lawyer to represent me, because if I had to get a lawyer to represent me, I would have to pay him a third off the top, which means I got to keep an additional $8,000 because I didn't have to go get a lawyer. So that's kind of my leap of faith. I went through all the proper procedures, channels, and just everything hurdle I had to jump through got resolved quickly. It took me longer to get my medical records than it did to get the actual disability, which I was shocked about. So that's kind of my leap of faith story.
How are you doing now?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. I'm also meeting with a financial planner about my 401k, trying to get an annuity where I can get some more money in that. I still got my disability money, so things now looking up for me after going through all that rough period, being in pain, hip replacement surgery, just all the hoops I had to jump through to deal with that disability, I'm definitely moving around a lot better. So that all I'm doing fantastic.
Oh, fantastic. Good. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for sharing. That's a good news story. Thank you, brother.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Take care.
All right, Eric, that's good there. Michael Casas says, don't read on air. Okay. I'm not going to read that on. I was about to read it, Mike. You shouldn't send that to us. Let's see what else we got here. We got a bunch of these that came in. Jeremy in Clarksville, my biggest leap of faith, either jumping out of an airplane 100 times or landing in a military aircraft. Either is an iffy proposition. Well done. Our friend Todd Rodermel, Music City Todd at the Omni, said he's jumped out of an airplane half dozen or dozen times. That is a true literal leap of faith to do that. 2518 says here's another don't say on air. You guys quit texting us don't say on air stuff. We like to share your positive stories. That's a nice story. I would love to have shared there. 2518 with all that to do on. Let's see another one that's come flying in here so fast and furious.
Would you jump out of a plane, Joe?
I will not. My brother does all the time. I would not. I can't do it.
You'd pass out or something?
I think I'm chicken. You know what? I couldn't do it. Right? Like I'm scared of heights, but it's weird being in an airplane. Like I'm not so scared of it, but I think if I jumped out, I'd be like, what are you doing?
So why'd you ask me to rappel off the side of Omni not too long ago?
Because you're connected to like 5 different cables. You're not going to fall down. And that is a fear I had of heights. Then I rappelled down the side of the First Tennessee building, and it was great. I got stuck halfway down, and I couldn't work out for a week because it burned my biceps so much. But I did something I was scared to do, and I did it. You'd be fine. I told you, I got taunted by the Chick-fil-A cow. He shows up, hooks up, and says, are you going down? I'm like, maybe. He's like, well, I'll see you at the bottom. And the Chick-fil-A cow, as he's going down, is taunting me, calling me names.
He said, my pleasure, as he passed you by?
He did. And that drove me crazy. It drove me crazy. So the Chick-fil-A cow taunts me going down the side of a building, and he rappelled down. So, I mean, sometimes you got to do things you're afraid of. I just don't think I am. Like, when I go to Gatlinburg, they have those indoor parachute things. I've always been too big. I can't do that because you got to weigh like 200 pounds or less. I haven't weighed 200 pounds in like 6th grade. So I can't do that stuff. So have you jumped out of a plane?
No, I've gone ziplining, though, in Gatlinburg.
That is nowhere near the same.
Yes, it is.
How?
Trust me. You go on one of those zip lines, you're propelled over the tree line, drops about 200, 300, 500 feet. Some of them just depend on how deep they go because you're in the mountains.
So all you can do is hook up to a zip line and go. That's where you actually get into a plane.
No, but you could cut your finger off. The way you stop, it's like the little hand thing.
Why are you doing stuff to cut your fingers off?
It's a daredevilish thing, I guess. I don't know. But you get to see like 6 different,
states.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Did you go from Lookout Mountain down to Chattanooga?
Probably.
I'm not. Plus, I think that thing would snap with me on it.
No, there were some people that were quite hefty that went on this.
But you need to rappel down the side of a building. That would probably cure one of your fears.
I mean, I'll be all over the news.
What's your biggest fear?
Being stuck in an elevator and the elevator just falls to my ultimate death.
That's mine is stuck in an elevator. We didn't talk about this.
No.
Mine is being stuck in an elevator. I will not be.
I've been stuck once, and I immediately started slamming on the wall. I said, somebody get me out of here. And somebody pressed the button, and it opened right up.
Oh, good.
But it wouldn't open up on the inside. I said, I told him, I was like, there's something wrong with this elevator. The inside doesn't work, but the outside's fine.
So if you'll notice, you ever ride an elevator with me, first thing I do is I reach up and I hit the ceiling like John McClane in Die Hard to see if I can get out of the elevator that way. I'm not kidding. That's not a joke. I'm scared to death of the elevator.
I hate when people jump in the elevator. Like, when you reach a certain room level or whatever,
they start jumping
and they jump when you're about to get off. Like, why do that?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
You're really causing a pain in my side right now.
I'm with you 100%. So yeah, that's another question for the other day. What are you deathly afraid of? Number 2, snakes.
I'll be all right with that.
Yeah, I'm terrified of them.
I hope kill a snake once.
Don't say that on air.
Well, it was a fake one.
You can't. Then what? Huh?
The rubber ones.
Okay. Is it not illegal to kill snakes in Tennessee unless you're being threatened?
Yeah, it's a certain snake, I believe. Yeah. No.
I thought it's any snake.
I don't know.
I thought if you're being threatened by a snake verbally, like they're talking smack to you, you can hey, not today, pal.
I don't know.
But I was told that you cannot kill a snake unless you're threatened.
Yeah, I was pretty threatened, I guess. I was 4.
Somebody on our text line will weigh in. Let us know if that's illegal because I think it is.
Well, a 4-year-old me didn't know what's going on.
They just run fast. All right, we'll take another break. Again, this is the Chase and Big Joe show. Celebrity birthdays coming up at 2:40. We'll need somebody to sit in for Chase McCabe because right now he's doing his Zoomed LinkedIn cloud certification seminar with students around the country. So we'll talk about that. All right, we'll take another break. This is the Chase and Big Joe show brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel right here on 102.5 The Game. There we go. You press the button. It's amazing and crazy how it works when you do that. Welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe Show here on 102.5 The Game, brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel. Chase McCabe stepped out for a little bit. Dr. Cran with us until 3 o'clock today. We'll get you ready for a really good show, DVD, much better than the nonsense we spew from 12 to 3 every day. But anyway, part of the same family. Did you watch the Monday night game last night, the Steelers and the Dolphins?
I did.
I was watching it, and I was in the confines of my home cold because watching the game last night, and the Dolphins or Tua still hasn't won in a game under 40 degrees. I know they make that a big deal, but I mean, I get it. That looked so uncomfortable last night that I was like uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was surprised at play calling late in the fourth quarter. They scored, but it was a 5-minute drive when they needed to score with some urgency. And Troy Aikman was spot on with it. He was just confused with how they managed the clock. I was confused because you're down 21 points at one point or 18 points, and you score a late drive with 5 minutes to go, and now you got 2 minutes left. Like, what are they doing? Like, that's what I was like, what in the world is Miami doing?
I thought it was funny when they showed Mike McDaniel early in the game and his glasses were fogged up. And I'm like, just how are you going to – because I wear readers. You wear glasses. When they get fogged up, it's very annoying.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, what's he going to do there? And then, like, they showed him earlier, like, only one side was fogged up, like, for most of the game.
Well, I mean, that's why Tua only threw to one side of the field.
We're talking about your head coach, man. Mike McDaniel earlier today opened the door to a possible quarterback change, saying everything's on the table after Tua's performance Monday night's loss against the Steelers. They're paying him $45 million a year. They are not benching Tua Tagovailoa. They're not benching Tagovailoa. They're not benching him. They're not.
I think it's an option they probably should look into.
You're not going to pay a guy $45 million to sit on the bench. You're not doing that.
When somebody's gone.
Well, it's not going to be your quarterback you're paying $45 million to. It's not happening. He was 22 of 28 for 250, 2 touchdowns, interception. But touchdowns came in the fourth quarter when they're trailing 28.
Garbage time. Yep. I was about to say, you just keep reading that, Joe.
They got that field. They have Zach Wilson, who the number 2 pick from the Jets in 2021. They also have Quinn Ewers on the team.
See what the rookies got.
Tagovailoa signed a 4-year, $212 million extension 2024 after the NFL in passing yards in 23. He missed a career-high 6 games last season while he's been durable in 2025. He leads the league in interceptions with a career-high 15 in 14 games. So the Dolphins play the Bengals who are 4-10 on Sunday. That leads us to the Titans and the Chiefs on Sunday at Nissan Stadium. And the question is, what kind of team is going to show up for the Kansas City Chiefs? Now, they're without Mahomes. They're out of playoff contention. Most of these guys have been in the playoffs. Now you're playing for really pride on Sunday. And I think the Titans could come out and really, and y'all are going to hate this, win these last couple of games.
Well, I was talking about that with Jake earlier this morning. Like, this could kind of situate to a point where the Titans might win out. Because, again, we don't know what happens with Jacksonville in the last week of the season. If they end up clinching a spot for the playoffs, they could be resting players.
Right.
You look at the Saints game, and it looks like Tyler Shaw is kind of turning.
What the hell's going on down there? They're knocking off teams left and right.
Yeah, that's an anomaly in some aspects. So you got to look at those 2 games where Titans might squeak out a win against them, and then the Chiefs without Patrick Mahomes. I mean, again, and Jake made a great point about this. What motivated Chiefs team is going to come into Nashville without Mahomes, right?
Right. And you could say, well, they're playing for the pride. I get all that. But this is the first time since 2014, I think, that the Chiefs have been out of the playoffs.
Right.
So a lot of these guys are in the playoffs year after year after year. Even Chris Jones, they're great defensive lineman. His first question was like, hey, how do you feel now you've been knocked out of the playoffs? He's like, what? He had no idea. They were that focused on that they expected to be there. They're not going to be there. But this is, and like, they're about like, well, we want that number one. Well, look, number 1 pick. Is it working out for you this year? Well, not really, right? There's a lot of factors with Cam Ward, but no matter where, I just don't understand the whole don't win draft choice. I don't understand that. I really don't understand the mentality of being a loser.
Well, I understand it from a roster structure standpoint, but from a winning culture standpoint, it makes no sense.
No, you don't. You can't.
Yeah.
I'm not built that way to think about losing. Are you?
No.
You're not. So don't take that back.
What do you mean take that back?
From a roster thing, you don't want
From
to
a roster standpoint, yeah,
No.
that's exactly what. No, I'm right on that. What are you talking about?
Don't be a loser.
I'm
Don't
not-
think about losing.
No, it's called calculating your future. That's what it's called.
So to get a better roster pick, you want your team to lose.
No, you basically get rid of players that could actually help you in some aspects, and you go reload in the draft.
Yeah, I mean that's it. But don't think we need to tank on. Oh, they ruined their chances if they win.
No, I'm not encouraging tanking, Joe. I'm not encouraging that.
I know you're not.
I'm not encouraging the aspect of losing out. I mean, look, if you can go out there and line up 11 guys on each side of the ball and go and win a football game, congratulations. Because that just, again, it goes to the point I made earlier today. There are a lot of guys on this roster that are probably trying to collect some good tape for other teams.
Sure.
Or they're trying to collect tape for
That's
themselves.
your motivation.
Yeah, to learn what they can build on for next season.
That's your motivation. And so you got this team coming in here. The Chiefs are like, and you got the Titans. I mean, I bet your ticket prices plummeted.
Yeah, Jake actually was asking about that. He goes, I wonder what Chiefs fans are doing with their tickets. I'm like, they're probably just giving them away and including a breakfast with it because there's no way you make your money back.
I think if you're a Chiefs fan, you still go to the game because that's your team. I mean, you bought the tickets, you're making the travel arrangements, you're coming to see your Chiefs play, right? I would not know why you would get rid of your tickets that way.
Every week we always kind of chat off the air about, I wonder how many people are going to be at this game this week for the Titans. Like this could be one of those games where it could be very, very low. I think so.
Well, imagine next week when all that with the Saints come rolling in here. I want to see what the ticket prices are now at Nissan Stadium. I can go to the little website and see what the prices are for Sunday's game. The lowest price is $31.
Cheddar.
$31 right now, the lowest price to a game, to the game here. Now that's according to the SeatGeek that's happening this. Yeah, $31.
I love that.
I mean, temperature will be in the 50s to do all this. 44 Bills, Browns, 25 Chargers at the Cowboys, 34 Bengals at Dolphins. How much do you think tickets are for the Jets Saints on Sunday? You've got 3-11 versus 4-10. I'd go because I'm a secret Saints fan. I'd go this game to the Super Bowl. But how much do you think tickets are?
Cheapest ticket, I'll go $11.
$13.
Oh, so close. My best friend's going to the game.
Buccaneers at Panthers.
Buccaneers at Panthers. That's for the division.
Tickets, low price tickets are
$48.
$106.
Okay. All right.
That is for the division, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the Saints have beaten both those teams the last 2 weeks.
Again, nobody knows what's going on with the Saints.
Jags at Broncos. That's
$200 ticket. Got to be
$207. That's a big. I remember when Peyton was there, man. The Jags played out in Denver, and they were a 21-point underdog, and that's the highest spread I'd ever seen. And the Broncos covered the spread against them. Because, man, don't ever bet against me because I just know what I'm doing.
Hey, I'm a Price is Right fiend, so you keep naming these off, Joe. I'm going to get them.
Falcons at the Cardinals. What's the ticket price there?
Falcons, Cardinals, $39.
$14. Oh, we've got a higher price. Steelers at the Lions. Oh, that'd be a good game.
That's going to be a good game.
Lowest ticket price is
$114.
$234.
Oh, the Lions are still playing for playoffs, aren't they?
So are the Steelers.
Yeah. Well, the Steelers are looking to win their division.
Both of them are 8-6. Let's see what else we got here. Raiders at the Texans. What do you think?
At the Texans?
Yeah. As of right now, the lowest ticket price is
$58.
$102. But see, I think the Raiders are that historic franchise. You'd love to see them come to town.
Yeah, I feel like that's a fan base that travels, so that'll probably increase ticket prices.
49ers at the Colts. Monday Night Football. Lowest ticket price is
$307.
You paying $307 to see the Niners and the Colts?
I mean, those a 9-4 team and an 8-6 team. I mean, come on now.
That's a 10-4 team.
10-4, excuse me. Yeah,
that's right. Tickets to those $117. Let's finish this off. This is really good radio. Thanks for sticking with us. Streaming numbers are off the chart right now. All right, Rams at Seahawks.
Rams at Seahawks. That's a pretty penny. I'm saying $300.
$208.
Okay.
And the highest, good Lord, the highest ticket price as of right now is Saturday night. Packers at the Bears. What's the lowest ticket price for the Packers at the Bears?
$330.
It is 371. Saturday night, Soldier Field. Packers come to town pretty much for the division. I mean, that's going to be a heck of a game.
Yeah, I believe Christian Watson has a chest and shoulder injury going on. So then they kind of have to rely on Matthew Golden. Obviously, Tucker Kraft went out earlier this year in the IR. So
wouldn't it be great if the Bears win because Byard has a game-saving interception?
What about a game-winning pick six?
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Byard. You remember they got rid of Byard here in Nashville. They did a lot of good things here in Nashville. Because you're making too much money. Let's see if we can get you out the door a little bit.
And look, you mentioned a former Titan. What about Nick Westbrook-Akine? It seems like it hadn't worked out for him in Miami. For me, he was on a 2-year deal. He signed in 2025 of March. You think they cut ties with him after a year?
No.
No, he's going to ride it out.
Probably. No, they're not paying him a whole lot of money.
It's like 6.5.
Yeah. Good for him. Get that money. Get that money. God, remember what it was like to have a game here that meant something? Like a lot on the line.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe one day. All right, we'll come back with America's favorite segment. What day is it? And celebrity birthdays. Right here on the Chase and Big Joe Show, brought to you by our good friends at the Omni. Nashville Hotel will be down there Thursday. Come by and see us at Bar Lines. God, we love the Omni. And then we love Todd Rotermel. So see us on Thursday. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5 The Game. All right, welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe show. Appreciate all the responses today for all the leap of faith. We got a ton of leap of faith ones. And Charles says 1988, 6 months out of high school, long hair, going nowhere in life, no plans, no future, no friends, living with my aunt and uncle in Donaldson. Signed up for the Air Force, took a leap of faith, and completely changed my life. That's what we're talking about. Thank you, Charles, for sharing that. Again, we love all the responses every day on our text line, 615-737-1025. Got a ton of those today about what's the biggest leap of faith in your life. Even Tim Hasselbeck weighing in on that as well. With that being said, America's favorite segment, let's go.
All right, first on the list, we have National Chocolate Covered Anything Day. So anything you want with chocolate. Boston Tea Party Day is today. Barbie and
Go
Barney.
back up. Do you know why we have the Boston Tea Party?
Yeah, why?
Tell me, does it not tell you?
No.
It's a protest, man, against tax.
Yeah.
They threw all the tea in the harbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then how come you told me you didn't know what you're talking about?
What are you talking about, Joe?
I said, explain the Boston Tea Party.
Oh, I thought you. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I thought you said, "Is it on there?" I was like, "No, it's not on there." I was like, well, "What are you asking me about? It's not on the."
Was Brian Rector your history teacher?
No,
Brian?
I was done with history by senior year.
I bet you were.
I did but I didn't really take much classes senior year. Just kind of coasted by.
Oh, so that's what you do at Father Ryan? You just coast through school your senior year?
Essentially.
Well, you know, at McGavick, we worked hard every day.
You know what? I actually made a name for myself in college. Graduated cum laude.
Okay. Is that some Italian dish?
Yeah, it means you're a smart guy.
David James, the very esteemed producer of DVD, is sitting in for Chase for this segment.
Okay,
So
I'll continue. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Stupid toy day is today. There's never a stupid toy. And yeah, that's it. Only like 5 things on here.
That's all we got?
Yeah.
And I got very little birthdays. So maybe I have to talk to David James. All right, time for celebrity birthdays. David, you get to go first on our birthday list. How old, David, is William the Refrigerator Perry?
Oh, the fridge. He is, I'm going to go 63.
70.
He's 63 exactly.
Woo!
David James up 2-0. Dr. Crane, how old is Billy Ripken, Cal's younger brother?
62.
I'm going to go with 65.
61. Dr. Crane, you're on the board. Well done. David James, how old is former Houston and Tennessee Oilers defensive back Darrell Lewis today?
Darrell Lewis is, 66.
59.
57. We're tied at 2. Dr. Crane, how old is former NFL DB, 3-time Pro Bowl, won a couple Super Bowls, Antrell Roll?
57.
I'm going to go with 60.
43.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. Dr. Crane, how old is Benny Anderson? He's a founding member of the rock group ABBA.
David's
or ABBA.
here.
I'm telling you.
Oh, excuse me.
I run celebrity birthdays, not you, pal.
I'm going to go 63.
I'm going to go with, 71.
79. Now, David James, how old is ZZ Top guitar man Billy Gibbons?
Billy Gibbons is 74.
71.
76. David James back on top, 3-2. Dr. Crane, how old is Benjamin Bratt? He's in one of those Law and Order SPF, whatever.
59.
63.
62. Woo. David James killing it, 4-2. David James, how old is the very funny JB Smoove?
JB is, 58.
62.
He's 60. That's a push. We're not done yet. Here we go. Dr. Crane, how old is journalist Leslie Stahl? 60 Minutes.
59.
I'm going to go with 65.
84.
Oh,
David James, you're both wrong. Actress Allison LaPlaca. She was on the John Larroquette show.
I have no idea who that is, but I'm going to guess 78.
81.
66.
Oh.
Dr. Crane, the very funny, very talented Sam Robards. He was great in White Lotus. How old is Sam Robards?
42.
45.
64. The last one we got here. How old, David James, is Michael McCrary? He's one of the singers of Boys to Men.
Oh, 65.
67.
54. With that, David James gets the win, 4-2.
Impressive.
Woo! I don't think you tried today, Dr. Crane.
I always try.
Anyway,
Yeah,
David, congratulations.
Thank you.
What's coming up on DVD today?
So we got Trevor Madge at 4:20 and Barry Trotz at 5 o'clock.
Oh, you're gonna ask Barry Trotz about Nick Saban?
You know what? They may ask that question. I don't know. I don't know what Adam D. Mace or Willie ask.
By the way, do you know that Trevor Maddich played in the Super Bowl 20 versus the Bears?
I did not know that.
Yeah, and that was a bad game for Trevor and the Patriots.
Mm.
If you need any more just really dumb facts, just find me in my office.
I
out there.
will, yeah.
David,
I'll
thank
get
you, brother.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me on.
All right, Dr. Crane, thank you as well.
Hey, thanks. It's always fun hanging out.
It always it's a pleasure. And I need you to fix my TV in my office when we're done here.
I
Thank
can
you.
do that.
Thanks for all listening. DVD is next. Listen, we leave every show every day with our message about mental health. The guys out there, we tell you all the time how important, how beautiful, how wonderful you are. We mean that because our world is a better place because you are here. And I'm telling you, sometimes your road looks rocky. It looks bumpy. It looks really bad. But I'm telling you, get through that. There are smooth roads ahead, beautiful days ahead. We all go through these. I just need you to stay here with me. I need to go to your party. I need you to come to my party. I need to celebrate your success because you are wonderful. You are beautiful. And my God, we love you. And know that we love you more than important than anything on this world is that God loves you. Please know that. DVD's next.